Welcome to the Ben Daniel Podcast, where we're calling a spade a spade. Great to be here with you guys today. Damn, they just can't stand the dark side. Shout out to Scott Agnes. Great nickname for us, Scott. Really appreciate it. The dark side of the Caitlin Clark fan base. Stand up. You know, the side that calls things out, the side that addresses the obvious, the side that says, wait, this doesn't seem right here. The side that says, wait, that doesn't seem right over there. The side that says, wait, you guys just had her day to day for a whole 3 months straight, and here we are again this season, and we're doing the same shady injury. Oh, they just can't stand. When you notice the obvious, they just can't stand you. Have you noticed this season, as the chatter gets loud amongst the dark side, out comes the Indiana Fever puppets, out comes the WNBA shills out of nowhere. And quickly they start to steer a narrative back in their favor. They're trying to reel it back into their direction. They're losing grasp and they don't know how to deal with it. So how are they dealing with it? They're lashing out. They're lashing out to the YouTube people. You'll never see this. You'll never see this in the NBA. You'll never see this in the NFL. They have such little to offer that instead of writing an article about what's actually going on around the game, they focus towards the YouTube people because they're like, oh, maybe I can get some of that audience. Maybe I can get some of his audience and bring them over here. Maybe I can get some of her audience and maybe they can finally click into my article because I've had 1,500 people click into my article over the last few days. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. You have the off-ball stuff, Stephanie White, off-ball. Next thing you know, there's a whole article of why Caitlin Clark is not Trae Young. And nobody even brought up Trae Young, but they did an article about it anyway. Then we have the Indiana Fever home attendance decline, and then out of nowhere we see an article, why the decline in home attendance isn't a big deal and really doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. Okay, I guess so. And now we have this most recent scenario. Caitlin Clark being left off the injury report an hour and a half before game time. You guys are conspiracy theorists. You guys are just making things up. You really think that they're trying to get a sold out crowd? You really think they're trying to hold on as long as they can so they can sell tickets? Yeah. Yeah, I do. They did it all last year. So it would just make sense to me that they're doing the same thing this year. They can't stand that they're getting their ass kicked by the YouTube content creators. They can't stand that they're getting their asses kicked by the YouTube content creators. I made it. I'm going to Disney World. Let's get right into it, shall we? Like the video, hype the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below and subscribe to the channel. That would mean so much to me. You won't believe what this WNBA media member said about Caitlin Clark hate and conspiracies. Not the best title. I can work with you. We can work on that. I'll work on that. I'll help you out. We'll get you some better choice of words to use in your titles, but let's get into the article, shall we? And let's get further down into the article. All right. From the moment Caitlin Clark entered the mainstream consciousness, she has been tied to an enemy of some sort, whether Angel Reese. She called Caitlin Clark fans racist. She taunted Caitlin Clark all the way around the court. She made up a fake story where a Caitlin Clark fan stalked her and Kennedy Carter. Okay. Diana Taurasi, reality is coming. It's not that easy. You're in the big leagues now. the refs, the refs that just allow Caitlin Clark to get her ass whooped, the refs that allow Caitlin Clark to get grabbed, scratched, clawed. It was such a big deal with the referees that now entering year 3, they've completely redone the officiating to allow more freedom of movement because they realize that, yeah, Caitlin Clark is the draw here and we need to keep her upright as long as possible. The league itself, media marketing 101, not understanding that to grow, you got to promote your stars. But we're conspiracy theorists. I just gave you all actual things that happened, but we are all conspiracy theorists. The WNBA isn't Caitlin or nothing anymore. Yeah, it still is. It still is. We saw it last year. We're seeing it again this year. A rising tide lifts all boats. You think if that tide goes away, those boats stay afloat? No, they don't. Clark playing basketball drives less attention than Clark not playing basketball. That's not true. Caitlin Clark playing basketball are some of the best videos on this channel. Caitlin Clark coming back for the FIBA qualifiers, some of the best videos on this channel. So now you have people searching for hate under the couch cushions to suggest that her own team, her own coach, is sabotaging her. Yeah, but you don't really need to search under the couch cushions. You just look at the play on the court and you can see, wait, why are we holding her back? Why are we even talking about off-ball, but we're not even going to set her any off-ball screens? Wait, why are we saying that it's too hard for her to bring the ball up 94 feet? Yeah, we're not going to offer her any help bringing the ball up 94 feet. Interesting. This is how it works in Clark World in 2026. Throw something against the wall, and the theory that invokes the most rage, that hints most shamelessly at conspiracy and sabotage, will likely stick. Kelsey Mitchell is freezing her out. Wait, no. Chrissy Sides is freezing her out. Now Stephanie White is freezing her out. What if the Fever drafted Raven Johnson, a college rival who plays her position just to spite her? No, that's not spicy enough. They're preparing to trade her. Somebody actually wrote this, folks. Somebody actually wrote this. The overplay reveals the con. Not everybody hates Clark, but the algorithm wishes they did, so its servants make up imaginary slights that would make even Michael Jordan blush. Fever beat writer Scott Agnes, in his report on Clark's injury, called it a strategic management plan, which sounds like something between load management and injury management, and which requires a certain operating level of obfuscation and ambiguity. Well, strategic management plan. Strategy, manage, plan. If it was part of the strategy to sit her on that game on Wednesday, then the plan on Tuesday should have been listing her on the injury report that she would be out on Wednesday because it's part of the strategy management plan. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. You're right. Maybe it's me. Maybe I should just put on my rose-colored glasses and just act like a fool and say, oh, yeah, strategic management plan, a last-minute strategic management plan. Now it makes all the sense in the world. There's conspiratorial thread to weave here. The WNBA let the Fever off with just a warning, even though they never listed Clark as questionable before announcing she was out. Oh, so they did do something bad. Okay. Plus, there are financial ripple effects that will follow if something serious is happening that will make her sit out more games. But those headlines may feel a little dull when you're used to getting your dopamine from such classics as Indiana Fever eviscerated by Caitlin Clark fans, Stephanie White over the moon without playing her.
Here's what 4 weeks under a Muslim...
I made it to the big leagues. I was featured in a Ringer article, not... I'd much rather be featured in a Fox article. You know what I mean? I'd much rather be featured in like a CNN maybe or an Outkick, like a big platform. But a Ringer article, I guess I'll accept being featured in a Ringer article. I hope that this got her the clicks that she so desperately wants to get. Instead of talking about real stories, instead of bringing up Tiffany Hayes co-signing threats on Caitlin Clark. This is just going after YouTube creators is just more of C-Rats or Surratt's, more of her speed, I suppose. Yeah. The same author who called YouTube creators putting out YouTube slop, she just can't seem to get us out of her thoughts. She can't seem but to stop thinking about us. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. I was featured in this article. Rhodes was featured in this article. Who else? Street Hoops. Oh, I think this is just an AI channel. Street Hoops featured in this article. Yeah. So I hope you feel better, Surratt, after putting your thoughts on paper, after getting Slurp FC to eat all this up, because the non-Slurp FC crowd, you know how the non-Slurp FC crowd, oof. This is some delusional nonsense, but I expect nothing less from another irrelevant media outlet such as The Ringer. Oof. Mind you, we just had a player essentially showing support for the idea of someone purposely injuring Clark, but, quote, now that the discourse is short on external enemies for Clark. Yeah. This is an example of a classic media critique trap. The Ringer and similar outlets have benefited enormously from CC22 coverage, and here The Ringer gladly participates in the same machine it's criticizing. Who the F is The Ringer? How about you mention the ride the organization took for the fans on last season from day to day to questionable to out for the season, if I remember correctly, so fans are allowed to speculate if they want. Like, this speculation just comes out of nowhere. Like, these conspiracy theories just manifest out of the blue. Do you really not get that fan criticism of the Fever organization was not about resting Clark, but instead was about the organization lying about her status, both to fans and to the league itself? Yeah, yikes. Caitlyn fans aren't going anywhere. Sorry, Surratt, but you lost this one. You hate to see it. A long, pointless article. You yourself ended with a Scott Agnes report that contradicts what Stephanie White said, that and the Fever got a warning from the league, so valid criticism isn't conspiracies. Oh, and we still haven't forgotten the endless day-to-day gaslighting from last year. So, yeah. But I appreciate you putting me in the article. It made me feel special. I didn't know that I would be here almost 3 years in, and I'm making a Ringer article. Feels like I'm going to Disney World. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video, hype the video, and subscribe to the channel. That would mean so much to me. See you next time, and as always, take it easy.